stampingwithdye.com. Welcome to this week's Mimeograph Monday. Hold on a minute. My lips are so dry. I think the last 3 days I have drunken coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker. I have to put so much sugar and creamer. And I think I need to not drink coffee because I'm already a very hyper kind of person, and this makes me even more. I know I've talked about it before, but oh my gosh. So today I got the last batch of DSP cut, so those shares will go out tomorrow. So then all the DSP's out. I think I even almost need to take my hoodie off. Hold on a minute. So as I was doing the card today, I got the one piece half colored, and then I realized I was marking on my finished one. So then I'm like, I really need to not drink coffee, right? Because my mind is like crazy. So anyways, all right. So there, that's better. So I think I just need to maybe just use up the rest of my French vanilla creamer and then just say, you know what? I'm not a coffee drinker person. Jeff will appreciate it because he's having to make coffee every morning the last few days because I'll finish the pot where, usually he has enough. He reheats his coffee and he doesn't. Anyway, so enough of my blabbing. Let's see who all is here. Oh my gosh, we have a whole bunch of people. So glad you're here. Okay, Nancy and Sandy. Oh yes, you are early. Candy and Rhonda and Nancy, Lily. I'm probably repeating names. Stacy, Ginny, Dawn. Oh my gosh. So thank you so much for sharing. I love when you share. I love when you subscribe and like my channel. I know the thumbs up and stuff helps YouTube share my stuff. So that is always appreciative as well. So I'm going to be using the new stamp set. Now, right now, this one is only available to demonstrators because it won't be available to everybody till February. But like I've said before, if you want to get this now, as well as the new blends that I'm going to be using, just holler at me. I can give you the item codes, and then you can put them in your starter kit, and then you would be able to play with them like right away. Also, I'm using the DSP that comes with it as well. And let's see, what did I do with, the DSPs are here. Oh, all right. So yeah, no coffee for me. All right. Oh my gosh. I also, a couple years ago, these two fingers, they got numb, right? And I went to the doctor because I thought, ooh, what's going on? And then eventually the numbness went away and they were bent like afterwards. So this one is numb again. So I'm thinking I wouldn't have the luck that it was going back to its regular shape, right? It probably is bending more. So I notice that so much. Hey, Jackie, I notice it so much in my videos, how crooked my fingers are getting. So, it is what it is. But I know Granny's fingers were crooked, and today marks 8 years that Granny passed away. So it's a very, it's a hard day at the same time. It's a celebration day, Martin Luther King Day. And so this card is perfect for that. And so there's all sorts of feelings on today, right? So, but Granny's had crooked fingers because she knitted and crocheted. So her fingers were crooked, and she hated her hands. And I always said, oh, I love your hands, because they show you lived a great life. But when they're your hands, I guess it's different, right? You're like, ugh. But anyways, so let's see. Is that my Tringer figure? It is actually, I think it's because when I hold the stamp, right? Or when I hold the DSP when I cut it. So it's these two fingers. So I don't know. But anyways, I know, Nora. And then I'm like blabbing. So that's probably not good either. So let me stop my blabbing and we'll get to the stamping. All right, so hold on. Let me turn the phone. Now, one thing I want to show you, just in case you are new, maybe you haven't seen how I have like a mess, right? How I mount my stamp set. So this is a new stamp set. It is a cling. And now this may not be the right way. I don't think there's a right or a wrong way, but this is how I mount the cling. so I have this sticker, and then, so I pull all my pieces out, and then you have this, right? So you have this piece, and you peel the back off of here, because you want to keep this, because then they all kind of fit in there. But sometimes this can be a little hard, you know, like you're trying to get it in here, and it gets a little, the wrong shape, right? To hold your things, because it's sticking. So what I do is I put it over here, because then it's free, right? It's like not sticking. So I put it over here, and I butt it up is over here as much as I can. Then I close the lid and just give it a little bit of a squeeze. And what that does is it will catch it over here, and then you can push, right? Then you know when you mount, they will fit, right? Like you haven't made this piece be askew, because it is so hard to get this to be this perfect shape when you have pulled all the pieces out. All right, so let me show you another way, another thing that I do when I'm mounting. So I'm not going to mount all these. I just wanted to show you that. All right, so hold on. So we have our stickers. Now, some people don't use the stickers, but I do. Our cling are amazing now. Like, they stick so well. Let me scoot over a little bit so I'm more centered on my table. All right, so this is one of the greetings, and it is every act of kindness changes the world. So then what I do is I come in here with my scissors, and I just cut this one out. So I'm going to cut that one out, and then we're going to do those later. All right. Now, you could peel this off, and you could lay it in the little groove, but I liked so that I have a little bit of empty of the foam on the edge. So I cut with my scissors as close to the greeting as possible. It's super easy to cut like that. So I have cut that out. Then it's important, no matter how you mount them, that you have to peel that off, right? And then you have this little split edge. So I only take one side off, and then make sure you haven't turned it upside down. All right. And then I hold, this is the sticky side. This is the piece I haven't pulled the backing off. And then I need to stand up so that I'm right over top of it. Now what I do is I use this side, because this side is not sticky. So I can kind of eyeball that that's going to be in the center. Then I just hold, and then I stick. And then I just flip that over, peel that off, lay it down, because you don't want to be bending it, right? You want it to be flat on your table. And then that's like that. And then you just peel this off. So that's how I do it. Like I said, everybody's different. But what this does is it leaves you a little bit. Let me get a block. So I'll put this on the block. So see? So what it does is it leaves you a little bit of an area just around the sticker. Let's see if it'll zoom in there. That doesn't have a sticker, because the stickers are so strong now that sometimes, and I am bad, if I am working on a class, I will mount all my pieces, and they might stay mounted for a week, right, while I'm messing around or whatever. And sometimes it's a little hard to get that stamp off, because the sticker is so strong. If you do have an issue, you want to use, let me see if this is the right, you want to use, see, we have our pick tool. This side is really skinny, and you can slide it up under there, and it will release the sticker from the block. So, you know, you can use that. But I have found that this just has that little extra release, and then it just comes off. Now, it doesn't mean that sometimes it doesn't, you know, if I let it sit too long, that it doesn't, and I just use that tool. But I find I have less issues when I have that little bit. So anyways, so that's what I do. All right, then this just goes into here. So see how that fits perfectly? Because I've not tweaked this when I put it in the case. So just do that little flip thing, and you are good. All right. Okay, let's see. Was that the only tip? I probably should have saved that tip for Friday, but I want to get my stamp set all mounted. Okay, so hey, Carolyn and Brenton, good morning, good morning. All right, so anyways, so we are using pool party as our card base. Now this is the DSP that I was talking about. So this is the DSP that comes with this bundle, sweet collection. And it's super cute, black and white. So I only used the stamp set for my greeting today. And the card I'm doing for my mimeograph is off the flyer. And I thought, that's a mimeograph, right? Okay, so I have my little hands. So this is just the DSP. This is just the DSP that I'm using. All right, so I have this and this. This is the inside. So I'm going to stamp my greeting and my inside so I can get the other stuff going on. Yeah, Stacy, that's kind of, but like I said, everybody's different, but that's just seems to be what works for me, and it's super easy to do. I mean, sometimes I'll even trim around the rubber. Like if I find when I stamp, let's see, what do I have on my desk that I've done that with? Right here. So this is the nuts and bolts. So I found that I was catching a little bit of an edge when I was stamping. So then what I did was I just trimmed the side and just took some of that rubber away, and now I'm not catching the edge. So they're your stamps. Now keep in mind, if you start hacking away at stuff, you can't return it, right? I mean, because you've kind of voided it when you have changed things. But all right, so that's just going to be on the inside, and I just cut almost an inch strip from the 6x6 paper. So that's a little bit that I cut off because it's just a 6-inch piece by almost 1 inch. I want to use the memento. Let me get my grid sheet over here. All right, so we have our memento. So I want to put a heart on the inside. And then I'm not going to stamp anything on the inside because I don't know yet what I'm going to do with the card, right? So I'm just going to put my heart there, and then I'll color it in a minute. And then this label is Tasteful Labels. So that's what I'm using for the label. And then what I do is I have, and I may have showed this before. This is just, I always have extra catalogs, right? So I just take my catalog and I rip out, you know, where it shows the dies and the bundles and stuff, and I just staple it, because look at how many staples, because I've got the main catalog, the other mini catalogs and stuff like that. And then I just keep it over with my dies. And when I'm looking for a certain die, I may go, oh, I need a circle, I need a whatever. Instead of going through the catalog, I just pull this out, like look at how dog-eared it is. And then I can look through and I can go, oh, okay, Seaside Shells has, you know, whatever. And then I can pull out Seaside Shells. And then I can look at it and I might go, oh, well, that star is a little smaller than I needed, or bigger or whatever. Or, oh my gosh, that would work perfect. So this is just kind of like a little index or something. So anyway, so that's what I did when I needed this shape, because I was like, I think it's from Tasteful Labels, but I wasn't sure. So that just helps me having to pull. Also, when I do a bunch of, see, I'm just like talking so fast. All right. So also when I do a whole bunch of dies, I lay them together. Now it would be more than 3. And then I take my, take your pick tool, and I just brush the edges. And what that does is it takes off all those little pieces, because there's always tiny little pieces of cardstock. And it's hard to see, but there's tiny, tiny little pieces of Bermuda Bay. You can't even see it. That's how small they are. But they're just tiny little hairs of cardstock. So I just use that tool. So one sits on the desk and one sits over by the cut and emboss machine as well. Okay, so we're going to do our greeting. And I need to find the greeting. Holy moly, where is it? Oh, here it is. You matter to me. So let's see how straight I mounted this. So we're going to use our grid sheet. We're going to stamp it first on the grid sheet. And I'm just using the edge of my block along the edge of this line. So I'm paying attention to this, not necessarily the sticker. And I see like, oh wow, that's pretty darn straight. So that's good. So then I know that we're gonna be good. Then, you matter to me. You matter to me. No singing, Diana. All right, so then I just clean that up. Okay, we're done stamping. Clean that. Put the lid on out. All right, so let's go to the fun part. I'm gonna flip this over. Now we have our fun little hands. So this is one thing that made me laugh so hard. All right, so this is another reason why I can't do coffee. I just can't. Even Jeff says, oh my gosh, you can't do coffee. So these are our new tonal blends, and they are made with numbers. So this is real red for the heart. So I just have a little sticker and it just sticks on there and it just says real red L, real red D. And then I know, and it's on both sides. These stickers, they're not stickers, it's just cardstock. And I just put it on there with a glue dot. I got from stampwithsarah.co.uk. And then I just punched them out. But the new ones are by numbers. And so I just printed on the computer, SU, and then I just did the same thing. I just punched out, you know, they're just not, they don't have the fancy little ring around them, but it totally works. So then you can get them off the thing. So I made myself a note as I was coloring. So this is my little cheat sheet. So the higher number is the lighter color. And I had to say that over and over and over in my head. So this is just my little things. But what I was doing, this was going to be my master. So I got it half of the way colored. And I was, you know, I had this one, right? So this was going to be my one that I was writing, you know, like the numbers on it. And then when I went to do this one, you know, I'm like, okay, that's good. I wrote the number on here instead of here. And I was like, oh my gosh. So then I had to recolor. So then this just turned into be the master. So I'll just keep this either with the stamp set or on my desk. But anyway, so it just kind of, so remember, the higher the number is lighter. So see, I wrote that because, you know, whatever. So let's get started. We have our cute little hands. So like I said, this is the DSP. So I'm coloring with the DSP. So we know this hand is 700 and 800. So again, the higher number is the lighter. So let's find 7 and 8. 7 and 8. Now you can play though. I just did them the right, you know. All right, so the higher is the lighter. See, I have to keep saying it because my memory is not good without coffee. All right, higher is the lighter. So we do the higher number first. So we're just coloring. Now remember, this is just the DSP. It's a little different than coloring on a stamped image on cardstock. The DSP obviously is thinner. But what's magical is I can see through it right now because the blends are wet. You know, as I'm coloring, I can see through. You can see the DSP design on the reverse side coming through. But don't freak out because it's almost like magic that as that dries, it just kind of goes away. Like, can you see that black? Let's see if you can kind of see. See, you can't really see it on there, but I can see it in real life. Also, when you're coloring, okay, so hang on, let me put that over there. Also, when you're coloring on the DSP, don't scribble a whole bunch because it will like move its way and go outside of the lines. So if you want, you can even stay away from the line. Okay, so now this is SU 700. So I'm going to put a little bit of a shadow underneath here. You know, just kind of where there would be a shadow. That finger is over there. Just along the sides where the lights would be. You know, the sunlight or whatever. These blends are beautiful. Not only for skin, but just in general. Okay, so there's the first little hand done. Okay. So maybe I won't have any more tips for the week. Today, I'm just going to like, all the tips are today. So maybe coffee is good. All right, so 300 and 400. 300 and 400. So again, the higher number is the lighter. Can everyone say that together? The higher number is the lighter. So this is 400. Because especially when you start coloring with the darker ones, you're like, oh, did I pick the wrong one? All right. So again, I'm just coloring in our hands. And I'm just, when I get to the edge, so like sometimes I almost trace, right? I just kind of outline and I stay away from the edge. And a lot of times it will fill in. It will fill in to the edge, you know, as that moves a little bit. So just, you know, keep that in mind so you don't get any of your color going outside. All right, so color, color, color. And I'm just going around in a circle like normal. But, oh, some of these colors makes me want to eat a chocolate bar. Like I need more sugar and caffeine. All right. So this one was, what did I say? 400. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take 300 and put a shadow under here. And I'm not even going back and blending. You know, you could, but like I said, this is DSP. So you don't want to blend too much on it because it's thin and you don't want any of your colors going around. All right, like going outside of the line. I mean, if they do, hey, don't freak out about it. All right, so let's see here. The next one is 9 and 1,000. So 1,000 is the lighter. So again, we're just going to color, color, color. And I haven't even, I just used these. We also have in the main catalog, bronze and ivory. I could have used those too, but I just stuck with the new ones. All right, so this one you might be able to see more since the arm is a little higher and this is a little bit of a lighter color. Maybe you can see what I was talking about, that you can see the cardstock or the DSP coming through. All right, color, color, color. So let me see. I'll lift it up before it dries. So can you see? Can you see the lines? So see, you can kind of see the black lines coming through, but as it dries, I mean, you can blow on it, but as it dries, it just kind of magically disappears. So it's pretty cool. All right, so that was 1,000. All right, and then I take 900 and do the same thing. So we're just going to add a little dark along the edge. Under here. So what's cool is these are actually going to carry over into the main catalog. I love that. All right, so this little guy is 100 and 200. Again, higher numbers later. Okay, so 200 first, but I just, in my head, I want to go the opposite, right? All right, so what is it? Higher is later. Okay, so 200 is first. And this is like this beautiful chocolate. So this is 200. So see, I'm just staying away, especially when it's a darker. Ooh, almost got that. Every once in a while, my arm will go like this. And it has nothing to do with coffee. That happens even if I don't drink. It's almost like I get like this little bit of a spaz or something. So that almost, I don't know if it's, I'm holding the mark too strong or just, who knows what it is. All right, so I'm just coloring not quite to the line. And then you can just wait. And if it doesn't fill to the line, you can just go back and add. But sometimes it just goes to the line and fills that in. And if it doesn't, and if there's a little bit of white, it's okay, right? Because it's just that light highlight and low light. All right, so this was 200 and now we'll do the 100. So basically it's the same thing. So now 100 is going to go those little highlight and low light. Okay. All right, and then this one, where is my, oh, let's see. So this one is 3 and, okay, so this is 3 and 4 again. So let me find 3 and 4. All right. So 4 is the first one. And then I even like messed this up because I got this half colored. I'm like, oh, this guy was supposed to be here. And I'm like, oh, well. And then, so I have this other thing I want to try. So I'm going to finish this card. And then we're going to try something to one of the hands. So you need to see if this works or not, right? Because this will be, this, like I said, I haven't tried it. It's only in my head. Like I made myself a note to try it. And hopefully it'll work because in my mind it's going to look amazing. So hopefully it does. All right. So this was again 400 and 300. So Jeff and Eric had to work. So some of the people got off, like you can only pick so many holidays. So Jeff could have had off, but then people they needed enough people at the shop, so he had to work. All right. Then the last one is 5 and 6. They're over here. So again, 6 is the lighter. So 5 and 6. But aren't these such pretty, pretty colors? And not only for skin. I mean, I think like we have so many sets with some cute animals. I think they would look cute for animals too. And then we have the plants. I mean, I'm just so excited to get new blend colors. All right. So that was 6 and then 5. So same thing. Put a little bit on the edge. Good. Good, good, good. All right. Then what we want to do is I'm going to take Light Pool Party. And I want to put, so all around this edge was with the dark, right? The left side, I don't know why I always grab the left as my dark, but it's just how much, maybe because I'm right-handed, I don't know. But, so I'm going to take my Light Pool Party, and then I'm just going to just trace lightly on the left-hand side of the fingers and the hands. And this is just going to make them pop off the page a little bit. And I chose Pool Party because that's one I kind of gravitate to, or light gray granite works too. You just want to kind of pick a lightish color. But since my card base is Pool Party, then I was like, well, I want to pull that Pool Party into my card somewhere. So that's why I chose Pool Party. Now you can do the same thing with, if you're watercoloring. If I'm watercoloring, I always shadow first. But with the blends, it's not as big of a deal. All right. So that just makes the hands pop just a little bit. If you are like, I can't do that, I don't know how to do, then just trace the whole hands. Like if you're worried about, just trace the whole hands. And it still is cool. All right, so isn't that fun? So we have our hands. While I have this out, I'm going to color my hearts red. And we can grab any of these colors. Let's grab number 300. So you know how I always put bronze with my red? Now I have all of these fun colors. So I'm going to pick the 300. So I'm going to put some 300 first. And then I'll take my dark red. So now we can have even more colors of red with all of these tonals. All right, so then that goes right over top. That's dark red. and then light red. And what that does is it just gives your red like an extra color. Now that might have been too dark. Now that I said pick any of them. That might have been too dark, so I'm going to go over it a little bit. All right. Let that dry. Dry, dry, dry. All right, so while that's drying, let's get our card folded. So like I said, this is pool party. And where's my bone folder? You weren't going to get the blends, Jackie? Now you gotta get them. I don't want to go hee hee hee, but I'm going hee hee. I think if anybody has one blends, you need to get them all, and you need to get every new color that gets added, because I just love them. And what it does is now it is filled up. I have, you know, the Stampin' storage. So now I have like a lot of the Stampin' storage. The blend sizes, because I have them a few different places in the studio, but the ones on the desk that I grabbed from, you know, so it's like 1, 2, 3, so it's 5 times 3, so there's 15, because there's like 5, 5, and 5, and so now I have filled up all of them, because now the tonal ones go on the bottom, and then I have a couple little spots on the side, and then that's where the color lifter goes. I have a blender pen in there. And I'm not sure what that other marker is. So it has a couple little extra. So I'm like, oh, look, it fits. Okay, so let's get to our card. All right, so now we have the fun DSP. So that's just going to go like right there. Look how fun the back is. I love black and white. Anything. Look, I even did my nails white this weekend. All right, so we have right on here. And then, oh, I almost grabbed the ones with the writing on it. Okay, so now this one is gonna go on here, but it's gonna go like cattywampus because it's almost the same size. So see, this one is just a little bit bigger so that you can go like this. If you cut them identical, there's not a whole lot sticking out. So I cut it just one bit more. Look at, you can see the hands. Isn't that fun? You can see through there. All right. Okay. So we're going to go cattywampus. Oh, almost stuck it. So just a little crooked so that you can see the DSP sticking around the edge. And then we want your You Matter to Me. So let me get some dimensionals. Yes, we need to have them all. We need to have them all. And I have a lot of them. And I've told you that before. I have like 3 full shoe boxes full of extras. That's what kind of issue I have, because I'm always like, oh my gosh, if I run out of that color. So, but I haven't bought new ones, because I have those to pull from, right? Except these ones. All right, so we have You Matter to Me. So that's going to go right here. So look how cute. And on the inside. All right. Now, okay, so this is what I want to try. This may not work. You guys are my witness to see if this is even going to work. All right. Now, I have tattoos. Some people don't like tattoos. I don't want them on my face, you know, I mean, but anyways, so I don't mind tattoos. So I thought, what happened if we put a tattoo? All right, so this is one of the other, this is the other DSP. So like I said, this may not even work. This may not. So we're going to try. So what I'm going to do is I want this hand, because it's kind of in the center, and that's why I picked it as lighter, because I figured it would show more. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting this out to make a mask. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting along the black line so that it will allow this black line to show. So I'm just doing this. But like I said, I haven't tried it because I was cutting the DSP. And I probably would have had time to try it. But remember, I wrote on the wrong one. So I was like, oh my gosh, I have to recolor. So anyways. Anyway, so I need to order more of this little DSP because it is so stinking cute. Now, keep in mind, where is the stamp set? Where is the stamp set? Oh, back here. Back here. Oh. So wait. We don't, so these are the images. I was like, you could stamp. But no, we don't have this image. This image is just in the DSP. But what's cool is this actually has a die that matches and it cuts these out. So it's super cool. All right, I was thinking that there was a stamp. All right, so see? You get me like all the boo-boos for the day. All right, so I'm cutting on the inside. All right, so now when I lay this here over top, I need to cut this right here. This is gonna hide all of these. It's gonna protect these from getting anything on them, right? Okay, so let's see. Let's hope that that stays in place. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, so this, I just grabbed this because I thought, you know what, this would make a great tattoo. I don't know. But, and this is from Blessings of Home. So this is in the mini catalog. But this kind of gives you that tattoo-ish look. All right. But I want to make sure, I don't want to stamp it on the hands, right? All right. So I'm just going to move it to the side so I can kind of see what I'm doing. But like I said, this might not even work. This might not even work. All right. So what do I want to grab? I think I want to grab these, because these are kind of small, right? Because a hand is small. So I'm just inking them up with the StazOn. And if this works, so I'm doing it on this one, because if it doesn't work, I have not messed up one of my others. All right, so I'm going to stand up so I can see. Okay, this is, it's going to work or it's not. So I'm pushing pretty hard, because I've got this DSP, right? And it's kind of thick. Let's see. Oh, so I have a bit of a ghost. All right, so I cut wrong. So I cut wrong, but that's okay. But so then at least I know that it will work. So what I need to remember, and you'd think I would because I have done masks enough, I needed to cut the black line away on here. I'm so crazy, right? I want to cut the black line away on here because I want this black line to stay. But it still gives you the idea, like it still, let me go up a little closer. So it still gives you, you know. So what I'm going to do is, when I make this one, I am going to do it. But isn't that cool? All right, so, but just if you end up wanting to add a tattoo, you want to remember on this right here, and then this will be my, I'm going to write on here. Not that I wouldn't know. This is going to be my master tattoo piece. So I just need to remember to cut the black lines. And I should have known better. I mean, I've masked enough in my 23 years as a demonstrator that I need to cut this black line away so that the black line that stays is the stamped one. But I still love the look of it. So let's see. So we could either leave it as, because I'll tattoo. Ooh, am I back? All right. Oh. Okay, I think I went away for a second. All right. So this is just a gray tattoo, black and white tattoo. All right, let it focus. 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 Boop. Brrr. All right, there. Had to get it to focus. So this is gonna be a gray tattoo. But what happens if I add a little color? I wonder what that would look like. So again, this is just my play piece. I can still use my colors, but this is pretty light yellow. I think I'd have to add like a stronger yellow. But anyway, so I'm definitely going to play. But like I said, if you don't like tattoos, please, you don't have to do that. But so I don't mind them. But I remember years and years ago, I told Jeff, I says, oh, I would love to get a tattoo. And he goes, they hurt more coming off than going on. So then I knew, ooh, he didn't want me to get a tattoo. And then I don't know how many years we were married, and I was like, oh, we should get a tattoo and have it underneath our wedding band. And so Jeff was like, yeah, okay, that wouldn't be a bad idea. So then I went to a tattoo place. I know this is like squirrel talking about something else. And then the guy that gave us our first tattoo he said, oh, putting it on your fingers is not a good place to put it because the ink kind of goes away or whatever. So, and he was like, I won't even do that because I know you won't be happy and you won't like it. So then Jeff was like, oh, and I said, well, you already said yeah. So then Jeff drew something that was perfect. And then we each got our names on each other. But even then the tattoo guy was like, I usually don't like to put names on people. And then Jeff was like, one's good for me. And then I had to get a few more. But anyways, so I just thought it'd be fun just to try it out. And I think it turned out kind of cute. So I will do one with and one without. And so at least we know that it works. So anyways, but well, thank you, Nora. So I hope that when this becomes available in February, that you'll think about, getting the stamp set and the DSP and like the whole kit and caboodle, right? But like I said, if you want it now, make sure you holler at me and I'll give you the item codes because the item codes are not live. So I can't put the numbers down underneath the video because they're not live yet. So if you want them now and you're like, hey, just put them in my starter kit, holler at me and I will give you the item code so you can do that. All right. Okay. Well, thanks so much, Stacy. I will see you tomorrow for my Teach Me Tuesdays, episode 111. And that's 3:00 Arizona time, same channel. As usual, thank you so much for spending some time with me each day. You fill my heart. It just like wants to go, woo, like expand. And thanks for putting up with my craziness when things are like, go like, and I get kind of squirrel and think, like, oh, let's try this and whatever. But it's all fun, right? Okay, so have a great night, everyone, and I will see you tomorrow. All right, bye for now.